NSJT, no secrets, just truth. Jazrael Gavon, live or die is the choices that we have in this life. Is either that we live our lives as if it will never end, or we choose to lay down and die. We have been forced to live when we shouldn't have to be forced to live. Life is a beautiful thing. I am one mind in the midst of 7 billion. And I believe in my core soul that we must have the strength to live life as it is and see the beautiful artistry of life itself. We can shape and we can mold our life to be as we see it. We are the only animals on this planet that has a higher consciousness to be able to understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. We can only live through the one-way mirror of our life. We can't change the perceptions that others have of us. But what we can change is the perception that we have of ourselves. It's our opportunity every single day that light hits our face and we awake to do something different, do something great, do something grand with our life. Yes, it takes bravery, it takes courage, compassion, and lasting desire to want to be something better. I submit to you that you only have 2 choices: either live or die. You can allow the pain and the shadows of the past to ruin today and tomorrow. You can allow all those around you to doubt you and be critics of you and let it seep into you and hurt you. Or you can defend the ground that you have gained in your life and take back what is yours. The power of life comes from the deep inner recesses of our souls. It responds to light. It responds to love. It responds to nurturing. We have to allow ourselves to grow. We have to allow ourselves to be something, anything. We have to become the storytellers of God. We have to become the enlightened ones. We can't be just in existence just to exist. We exist because there is a purpose for our lives, for ourselves. We must begin to tackle the choices that our ancestors were faced with, tackle the choices that our forefathers were questioned with. We have to remember that life is not a burden, but a gift. It's a gift because we are allowed to shape and create not only our lives, but we can draw a picture that includes so many others in our life. We are the artists of life, our life. And we decide what we want for ourselves, what we need for ourselves. I submit to you once again, either we live or we die. There is no greater choice than that. There is no clearer choice than that. Because if we decide to lay down and allow the enemies to win, we might as well die. If we lay down and allow the shadows of shame, hate, and pain of our past creep into our lives as we live it today, we might as well lay down and die. If we allow the doubters and the critics to reach the core of our souls and tear us apart from inside out, we might as well lay down and die. There is no greater meaning to life than love. Loving oneself and loving one's life. Cherishing the moments where you yourself have created. Cherishing the moments where you get to spend with those who you love. Cherishing every moment that you get to breathe the beautiful air that fills your lungs. The slow walks, the talks with friends and family and neighbors. We have to look at the image that we project into the world and be responsible for the image. It's not what Johnny, Jim, or Paul thinks about you. It's what you think about you. It's what you're willing to fight for, what you're willing to stand for, what you are willing to do. It's not about what everyone else is doing, because everyone else is living their story. They're painting their picture. They're being storytellers of their lives. They're being artists of their lives. It's time for you to be the artist of your life, the storyteller of your life, to allow God to use you as the instrument of beauty. We can no longer sit in the shadow and beg the sun to shine his light on us. When we can see the light, we must go towards the light. When we can feel the presence of God, we must go towards the presence of God. It is our choice to live or die. We, as human beings, have something beautiful inside of us. We have a soul that is crying out from inside of this tomb of flesh. We have a soul that is dying to draw a beautiful picture of what life can be. There is nothing impossible. Everything is possible. We are perfect in every way because there is nothing that God has created that is not perfect, including us. It is an idea in our own minds that we are not perfect, that we are damaged somehow, that we are flawed somehow, that we're not good enough, that we're not great enough, but we are, because we come from the greatest, we come from the highest, we come from the best of the best. We are the children of destiny because we choose to be. We choose to live versus dying. We choose to love versus hate. We choose sweet versus sour. We choose to stand versus sitting. It is our lives that we claim to be powerful. We have the authority to speak and allow things to come true. With our hands and our legs, with our bodies, we must rally the strength that has never been seen before and push forward into the light to show the world the design that we have created, the art of who we are, the beauty of who we are. We must become greater storytellers, and we must tell our story to everyone. For we are more than flesh and bones. So I submit to you, the only choice you have in life is to live or to die. That is your choice. That is whatever you choose will happen. Either you will live or you will die. But the choice is yours.